Hey there guys, welcome to a new video. Um, I'm hoping this is working. I'm just going to check. Yep, this says the mic is working, so you guys can hear me, see me, and you can see I'm not wearing a blue shirt at the moment, but I'm wearing my Rochdale shirt. But here, you guys can't see it very well, is my iPad, and I have predictions for all the games that matter for the end of the season, and my league table finishing prediction. So, let's get into the prediction. As it is what some would say a bold prediction with some things, and some would say could well happen. So, looking at the current league table, the bottom three are Hull, Barnsley, and Luton, with Charlton, Blues, and Middlesbrough being the three others really fighting against relegation, and Wigan with their 12-point deduction. So I've done this with a prediction of what I think their total would be with a deduction and what it would be without a deduction. So without a deduction wouldn't really matter because they wouldn't go down, but hey, I still did it. So first, we would have the first team to survive, because I've predicted Blues to get a 2-2 draw against Derby. I think it'll be quite an entertaining game, be an end-to-end kind of game. Blues haven't played well recently and haven't won in 16 games, I think now actually. And I would probably bet on that to be 17 after this game, because the only two results I can see happening here are a draw or a Derby win. I can't see us winning this match the way we're playing. It would be lovely to see it, but that would finish us on 51 points with a minus 19 goal difference. Next on the list, we have... So someone's just got home. Next on the list is Charlton, and that's Leeds versus Charlton. I have an interesting prediction for this game, as I don't think Charlton will be obviously up for it because they're in a relegation battle. Leeds have won the league. They've had their game where they've won the league. They've had their well done, you've done brilliant, well done for winning the league clap. And I would say they're possibly already on the beach at this point. But I've predicted a bold prediction in a 1-1 draw in that game, which would finish them on 49 points and a minus 11 goal difference. I feel Charlton, they've had some good scores recently. They've done quite well. They've pulled themselves out of the relegation. They've pulled themselves away from it a little bit, and they've put pressure on other teams. But I think the 1-1 draw could well be on for this game. Next, we have Luton versus Blackburn. Now, this is a Luton team that, when the season had closed for the Corona break, you would have said are gone. They're relegated. They may as well already go down. But this is a regenerated Luton side who have, since the break, won multiple games and drawn multiple games, only lost one of their games since they've come back. I mean, their form is really good. They're playing really well. They're playing against Blackburn, in a team who have nothing to fight for mid-table in reality terms here. So I would say you're definitely looking at a Luton win here. Luton being at home as well, the aspect of going down is not something they would want, because they would be a club, if they go down, that would not be coming back up. You couldn't see them spending much money, you couldn't see them keeping their squad. So the pressure would be on them massively. I would say Luton to win 2-0 here, as I feel Blackburn would not be at the races. That would leave them on 51 points with a minus 27 goal difference, but just below Blues on goal difference. Then we're on to Barnsley. Barnsley are another team in this relegation battle. There's no specific... It was an order first, and then I added the two teams at the bottom who I thought they could be in a relegation battle. Who knows where they could finish. By the way. Next was Barnsley, who have Brentford. Brentford are a team looking at a battle to still go up automatically, really. They put a big nail in the coffin of West Brom quite a bit when West Brom lost. But then they had the issue of losing themselves. Losing themselves was not a great plan. Obviously, well, losing that game, the pressure's back on them rather than West Bromwich Albion. I think this will be a pretty comfortable game, though, for Brentford. Barnsley have not been great. They've been better since they've come back, but they still don't look a good enough team to keep themselves up. Winning in their last game against Nottingham Forest, they played quite well. They looked a decent side, but Forest looked like a team that knew they were going to get in the playoffs, so didn't really want to put anything out there that was going to injure themselves, really. But I think this will be a 3-1 win for Brentford, ending Barnsley with 46 points and a minus 23 goal difference. Next, we have another team in the big relegation battle. Really doomed themselves recently, and the only thing that can keep them up in the final game of the season is a win, and that is Hull. Hull are playing away at Cardiff. Cardiff, a team who are on the edge of the playoffs, still have pressure behind them, so they can't just play a little bit of a reserve side and hope that they can get a point or just keep themselves there and don't risk any players. They will have to risk the players, otherwise they could well lose the game and end up not being in the playoffs. Now, this is not something that a team like Cardiff would want, as it's a huge opportunity for them. If they can go up, they can spend money and their team could grow quite a lot. And then you've got Hull, who on the other hand have recently been beaten 8-0 by Wigan. I think this is a Cardiff win. If the full teams are played, this is obviously, I couldn't tell you if they're going to play the full teams or not, but Cardiff to win 3-0, as the Hull just haven't been at the races recently and have just not looked at it at all, and conceded quite a lot of goals to a lot of teams that aren't that brilliant. Even conceded 3 to us. I mean, we conceded 3 to them, but there we go. So I finished them on 45 points and a minus 30 goal difference, which is not a good goal difference to have at the end of a season. And the final two teams are Middlesbrough and Wigan. Now, Middlesbrough are one place above us at the moment, and obviously, as we can be catched, they can also be catched because they have the same points. And I feel that Middlesbrough have got a difficult game against Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday are the kind of team that at home can be good, can be bad. They can be very indifferent. They're a hard team to predict, really. But Middlesbrough have been dreadful recently, and they've dragged themselves out from a mid-table battle to a relegation battle like this. And they're just back in it, and they're in the relegation battle. I think their form is going to have an impact on them quite a lot. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday, bringing Middlesbrough to 50 points and a minus 15 goal difference. And for the final team, we have two different points totals. We have Wigan versus Fulham. Now, you've got Fulham, a team who know they're in the playoffs. Highly unlikely by this point, would require Brentford and West Brom to lose to go automatic. I think that's going to be highly unlikely. As well, I've already predicted Brentford to beat Barnsley, but they wouldn't go up anyway there. They'd still be in the playoffs. So we've got a Fulham team who may play a few reserve players and may not want to risk it as much, versus a Wigan team who are in form and playing magnificent football recently and certainly playing their hearts out, trying to keep themselves up. I've got 2-1 to Wigan here. Now, without a 12-point deduction, that puts them on 61 points and upper mid-table. With one, it's a 49-point total with a +2 goal difference. Now, obviously, I'm going to go through. You guys could probably work out from that what my prediction is for who to finish where, but I'll go through it for you guys. Bottom of the table, I've got Hull with 45 total points and a minus 30 goal difference in 24th. I don't think that they've got much of a chance. It's out there. 23rd place, I've got Barnsley. So both of those teams I've got predicted to stay in the same positions they are. and Barnsley just to get that 1 point from their game, finishing on that minus 23 goal difference. Unlikely to get out because of their goal difference. It's unlikely. Who knows though? Then above them in 22nd place, I've got Charlton. So I think Lee Bowie probably will take Charlton down, as the team just isn't at the races. They've already got many senior players refusing to play, and they've also got multiple senior players who they can't sign contracts because they are now under an embargo. This is a huge amount of pressure on Charlton, and I just don't think they're at it. So they're with 49 points with a minus 11 goal difference. Just above them with a 12-point deduction, I have Wigan doing the miraculous staying up after being in administration. I think with the 12-point deduction, they will stay up anyway, which would mean no care for the 12-point deduction. And if I was them, I'd take it this year rather than the EFL give them next year if that's how it would finish. 49 points, finishing in 21st place with a +2 goal difference. You don't very often see plus goal differences that far down the table. Then one place above them in 20th place, I have Middlesbrough with 50 points and a minus 15 goal difference. Then we have in 19th place, we have Luton, 51 points with a minus 27 goal difference. And I guess I could say I'm optimistic in putting us in 18th, but 18th place, Birmingham with 51 points and a minus 19 goal difference. Now, these are only my predictions, and you guys can feel free to put your predictions below. What you think the scores will be in all of those games, what you think the table will be, and how you think this could finish. So now it's down to the teams, where they have to pressure themselves and fight for survival. Hopefully, we can get a result of a draw or a win against Derby. A win would be great and lovely to finish off the season just on a win. Just get rid of that record, not wanting to end the season without a win in 17. That would be dreadful, and there'd be no confidence in the team. Also, we've had the news today that Jude Bellingham will be transferred to Dortmund now, and he's done his video and everything, and the Hey Jude video for Dortmund, and I'd like to wish him well at Dortmund, and say thank you for all he's done for us this season, and pushing for that money to be given to the club in reality, rather than going for cheap, like he could have for a compensation fee. But that's the end of this video. On to the Derby game, where I will be doing my own prediction just for that game and talking about it after this. But this is a review for all of the championship teams. Keep right on and see you guys in the next video.